You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go! All
right, yo, man, 15 Minutes of Fame.
Yes, sir. Uncle
Chilling
Rob.
with my man, ARP. What up, brother?
That's the first time I think we ever did an edit.
Yeah, but it wasn't no real edit, though. it ain't like we edited something crazy.
I've been real easy to work with over the years, and so have you, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't think you've ever really hit me up with, like, yo, don't do this, and I've never really hit you up, like...
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I do my best to always just keep everything authentic.
Yeah, there's usually no edits with you. We usually just talk, and it is what it is, so...
I try to be responsible and be my own filter, so I don't gotta, call you later and make any favor requests, anything like that.
Yeah, and you think and you're articulate.
I try to be.
So, yeah.
Try to be.
Sometimes you talk too damn much.
I try to do that on purpose, too.
I'm just fucking with you because you famous for your old school 40-minute blogs back in the day. So people used to always say that, though.
I still don't. You want to know what's so crazy? Is in my real life, if you have a conversation with me, I talk way faster than I do on blogs. Way faster.
Yes, you do.
Because I got to make sure that the point I'm trying to make is picked up for anybody.
Right.
Faster people, slower people, you know what I mean? But anyway.
Nah, but that's definitely a good point, though, because sometimes people just talk, and that's when you get those calls like, yo, take that down. Yo, could you edit that out? We all getting our bags, man.
So, that just happened at the face-off. Niggas getting bags, and then phone calls start getting made and all that. Yeah, and if you catch my drift, I'm alley-ooping you, what you really here to ask me about.
Not what I'm really here, but we definitely have to talk about that situation, man. So because again, man, I see a lot of people. First off, people don't know is that I wasn't there.
That's correct.
That somebody else was there filming on my behalf.
That's correct.
And it's somebody that is not somebody that I don't usually film with. So they were there with the instructions of turn the camera on. Whatever you get, we'll figure out if I could put it up or not. Because he doesn't know what to get or what not to get. So, if that makes sense. That's the first thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I did have a conversation with him prior to us going into the face-off. I don't know if you want to talk about that here right now.
Well, he knew not to not to film the battle. The face-off.
You requested that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And from what we see, that's not what people think is the face-off. They think that's the aftermath. So I guess he was still following what he believed.
He was told, for the record, to everything before the face-off, film. Before the face-off, film. Behind the scenes shit, because we knew there wasn't a lot of battle rappers and shit there other than Cassidy and Hitman. Yeah, so the plan was to get some behind the scenes footage, get Cassidy after the face-off, get Hitman after the face-off, get you. He was trying to get you prior to the face-off, but you were already doing an interview. And, so that didn't work out. And then, of course, what happened afterwards, he wound up having to leave.
Gotcha.
So
makes
again,
makes sense.
Yeah. So, and again, just to clear up, it's like I'm doing my own blog right now, right? He didn't maliciously film that. He was told to just film, and then we'll figure out later on.
On your behalf, that was my first time meeting him. So if he works with 15 Minutes of Fame, whether small capacity or doing favors or whatever, helping you out, I would definitely co-sign. I've never seen him before. So yeah, maybe there's certain things that he could still learn from you. You know what I'm saying?
And will.
And definitely will, I'm sure.
Definitely will, yeah.
I'm sure. But you're so popular out there, that's why immediately they see 15 Minutes of Fame, they say Uncle Rob.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like they'll say something related to RBE, ARP, they have no clue how much work Shata puts in or Lawrence puts in or Ant puts in. Sometimes people try to throw me all the credit, and I don't deserve all the credit.
That's why I always try to mention Lawrence and Shata.
Yeah. And you see, I in a lot of recent interviews, you see me say the name Ant so much more now, because he's a partner that's been with us for about 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. But I'm using my camera time to make sure that he gets the credit and the mention.
You always give your team credit.
Yeah, even though he's a behind-the-scenes guy, but he hates cameras. But I'm trying to drag him out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can we talk about how I actually was able? Can we talk about the conversation we had? What happened? How the whole footage wound up going up?
Yeah. You want me to explain it, and then you could chime in?
Yes.
So 1,000% real is and I'll even add some stuff that you don't know.
Yeah, because I don't want people to think that I just had my man record that shit and I just threw it up. you know.
My experiences with 15 Minutes of Fame, I'll bring up shit that you don't even pop to the front of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like my first controversy was with shout out to Star from Star Buck Wild. And me and Star got on the phone. We had a conversation as men. And I hit Uncle Rob and I was like, yo, we had a conversation. We got past our little back and forth. His interview, please take down because he doesn't want that up. He doesn't need that up anymore. And I'm taking my blog down.
And that was old. It was already up too.
And
so
you did that shit. Soon by the time we was off the phone, you did that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's always been your reputation as far as my interactions with you. And same with Heavy Bags. So for the people that don't know, and even to throw some stuff in there that you don't know about, you know, you of course called me, let me know, hey, there's a guy that's coming over here representing 15 Minutes of Fame, so I'm supposed to be aware that that's another camera that's going to be there, so I'm aware of that, obviously. And regardless of what he recorded, whether people feel like the angle of it is sneaky or not, it feels sneaky by looking at that angle because it looks like nobody knows that camera's there.
Right.
Now that I admit, I didn't know that fucking camera was sitting there running either. You know what I'm saying? That's me being honest. I didn't know that camera was sitting there running either. But one thing that I think you guys have the responsibility of, which is what you did, is if you end up with any type of footage that could be hurtful to the platform, the artist, the reputation, anything, you guys put those calls in. So Heavy Bags, well, you contacted me first, I believe.
Well, first, you hit me in the morning and said, yo, you heard shit went left.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then I hit you back.
You hit me back.
And I said, yeah, I heard, and my man got some footage
and I was like,
that I'm not gonna drop.
Yeah.
Right? I specifically said I'm not gonna drop it.
And then I even spoke to Heavy Bags, and he reiterated the same thing. And he was like, yo, I spoke to Ra. He said he spoke to you. I done edited some footage. I uploaded to the channel, but I want to send it to you unlisted so you could see it first.
Right.
And my response at first was like, no footage really, like I'm not sure. Remember, I was like, at first I probably sounded like a little hesitant, like, I don't know.
Of course,
right?
of course.
Right? Now the part that you don't know is I'm still having conversations with Hitman. Now the reason why I'm not speaking to Cassidy about that, because Cassidy's not in it.
Right, he's not in it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so that's no different than if he's not in a video and another battle is on camera saying, yo, Cassidy this, Cassidy that.
That was the reason why I said maybe I wouldn't put it up, because it's not both of them in the video.
Yeah,
right.
So I don't really have to have a conversation with, because that could happen anytime. Any battle could end up on camera talking about another artist. So I don't really need to talk about, it's really just Hitman. But it's the fact that it's something that's after the face-off that could be controversial.
Yes.
And it came from a real moment. It wasn't scripted. You know, it wasn't no, let's figure out how we could make the anticipation for the face-off bigger. Like, that's a real situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it really got there. Like, it really was tense. It really could have been a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm speaking with Hitman, and I'm telling Hitman, like, are you sure you want all the extra behind the scenes and, like, after the face-off to go?
Right.
And it might even be in the footage. I think some of it is definitely in the face-off. Yeah, it's definitely in the face-off. It might be in your footage as well.
Should put all this shit out.
Yeah, and we had the conversation as well. And Hitman's position is, I respect his position, because where Hitman's coming from, he's like, I know and I feel like there's things that was said for him personally as a man that crossed the line, right?
Okay.
So I want to make sure that anything that's attached to my name and my reputation that shows why I felt like that and why I still feel like that and how I felt after the fact, put it out. You know what I'm saying? Actually, there's footage of me saying, if we're going to put the face on, he's like, I want it all out, like before, after, you know what I'm saying? He's like, don't edit nothing, blah, blah, blah. Of course, the face-off is edited. By the time this drops, maybe the face-off will be out. The face-off is edited through cameras, because there's like 4 or 5 cameras running. But as far as the audio, everything that's happening from when the video starts to when the video ends is in there.
Right.
To when we chop it at the end. You know what I'm saying? We choose when it starts, we choose when it ends. But because Hitman was like, nah, and I was even on the phone when your video first went public, and I was like, yeah, so now that footage is up, you can check it out yourself. We got off the phone and he went to go watch it, and then we didn't really have a conversation after that about that footage. And even if we did, and even if he would have changed his mind and called me back, I would have called you immediately.
And I would have took it down.
And that's what I'm saying. I know that about you. And I know that about you. So.
And for the record, I would have took it down because of our relationship and because I'm not into the bullshit.
God.
You know, and I've been doing this for 10 years. And like I say, I don't want people to ever think that, you know, all of a sudden, you know, I'm putting out shit that I normally wouldn't put out. So I wanted to make sure it's clear that, you know, again, I just didn't randomly throw that shit out.
Even if You and Your Shoes has footage that could end up being promotional and beneficial to the platform or beneficial to the artist, or even if it is controversial, or even if it is bullshit, because I know you say you're not about bullshit, and you as a man, your character, you're not about bullshit, but you do have content that is of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So to explain that, meaning that the integrity factor between that fine line comes in you allowing judgment after the fact. If that video just goes up, then you're not even getting the second and the third perspectives. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because your perspective doesn't even have all the information sometimes. So even if you think that it's a video where you're like, I'm not about the bullshit if I put this up, you could be 1000% correct from your perspective. But then you may speak to Holla and be like, yo, there was something that I said in there that's harmful to, you know, my sponsor that's watching me.
Right.
And I might have a different perspective, like, nah, I think that's gonna have people not wanting this, you know, fuck with the battle anymore because they think it's gonna go left, they think it's gonna fight gonna happen. So content being bullshit because of what it is versus you intending to fuck with bullshit is different. That's what I'm trying to say.
You. No. Yeah. It makes, of course, man, I got put up a lot of shit that might be like, but some. So I got you. So I just wanted to make sure that is clear, man, because you know my name and my brand, I protect it very well, man. I do it, and not only me as a human being and as a person. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, I take pride in who I am and what I do.
I see where that comes from because the angle of that is like, it looks like it's just somebody. It is. It's somebody in the cut like, look at these niggas.
I saw a nigga in the comments that Uncle Rod shot that shit from the parking lot.
If it was Uncle Rod, Uncle Rod would have been closer because Uncle Rod knows everybody there.
Right.
So Uncle Rod would have been comfortable enough to be closer if he wanted to record it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But because it looks like some camera from, the cut, and you could clearly tell that nobody knew. We wasn't performing for the cameras at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it comes off like that. But the important fact of that matter still is that 15 Minutes of Fame speaks to the parties involved before the public even gets a chance to see that.
Always.
Which is the right way to go about it.
Always.
15 Minutes of Fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.